Да, привет. Я напротив архива. Узнаю подробности этой истории для фильма. Нет, это не про Россию сегодня, это было 140 лет назад. Сейчас встречусь с человеком, он мне покажет телеграмму, с которой все началось.
To the government resident, Albany, the administration directs that any information you obtain regarding Russian men of war or other vessel is to be immediately telegraphed to this office.
There was great concern about Albany, being invaded, blockaded. Back in the 1800s, Western Australia was unbelievably isolated. The limited communications, and that's, I think, what leads to being suspicious of people from outside. Then you also have these people who arrive dressed in very unusual clothes. It's not really described what they were wearing, but obviously very different from what other people wore at that time. They all had spectacles, they had fair hair, asking people for maps. The police immediately put them under surveillance. They were believed to be Russian.
Do you think it's changed nowadays? Do you think this...
I hope so. We are, these days a much more multicultural society.
I still find people quite suspicious and asking
Do you
why.
think that's got anything to do with more recent events?
If you are living between few countries, you are the most suspicious for both. And all the war situation now, I have a citizenship of the country that is not actually friends with Russia at the moment, so I can't come back. It's such a huge journey to understand what's going on here.
In the dead of night in 1885, British ships that arrived to save us from the Russians were sent here secretly because we didn't want anybody to know. British were always a bit suspicious of Russians. And the lighthouse keeper, Samuel Mitchell, was here with his family. He had about 8 children.
8 children, wow, in this house.
In this little house, that's right. He thought the Russians had arrived. So relieved to find that actually there were British sailors here to protect the town. The ship stayed here for about 3 months. Didn't actually do very much. There wasn't really much to protect us against. But they had a good time here.
I'm absolutely sure. Have you personally met many Russians?
Probably not, no. Don't see many in Albany, really.
Yeah, every second person asking where is my accent from, it's always like, oh, Russia. At some point, you just okay, fine. I can be a foreign person for you forever, and I won't be the Russian for Russians anymore. That's fine. I can deal with this. So it just takes time to get used to ask questions that can connect you. And I suppose, for most of people, they just don't have time or wish to understand. If you don't understand something, it makes you feel scared sometimes. To understand different culture, it's a deep dive.
Огонь и не воду, и не раскаленный металл.